Hi everybody and welcome to our Imbolc Ritual for 2022. This marks a very important, what we call cross-quarter period in the wheel of the year. This is the midway point between winter and spring in the Northern Hemisphere. So if you're like me and winter's not your favorite season, the good news is after tonight, the days will really feel much longer and the sun will feel much brighter, and hopefully the weather improves. If you're in one of the, especially the Northeast, you guys have been really getting hit hard with winter weather, and so I'm hoping that tonight is the beginning of warmer, longer days for all of us. So it's so good to see you. So this is what we're doing tonight is really cool. We're really working with the energy of the goddess Brigid. There's many ways to pronounce her name. Brigid, from the Celtic tradition. And what's interesting is her lineage takes us back to Danu, who is one of the primordial mother goddesses. And for me, how are you guys tonight? I'm so thankful that you're here. Thank you for not getting too tired of me last night after new moon. We usually don't have like literally back to back. And then of course you're seeing me all the time here at the Tucson show. But it's been a real joy to be able to do ceremony with you from here, and to be here in the desert where it's super, super warm right now. It definitely feels like Imbolc. You know, it's been in the 70s the whole time we've been here. And so anyway, welcome in and cheers. Are you excited for the turn of season that is coming? So, you know, most people celebrate the primary, what we call the quarter ceremonies, right? Which is the main changes of season, the vernal equinox, right? The fall equinox, winter and summer solstice. The Imbolc celebration is what we call a cross quarter. It's between the quarters, but it is that midway point, and I think it's worth celebrating, especially if you're ready to grow. So what are the themes and the energies, and what are the tools that we're working with tonight? For the first time ever, and I have to say Team SG did such a great job designing this. This is what's called Bridget's Cross. And Bridget's Cross is actually something that normally was not made of stone. It was actually made of straw usually, or whatever natural materials they could weave together. And then this would be hung over the doors, especially in the kitchen. This would be also hung over the hearth or the fireplace. And what it would do is it would ward evil, right? So it would protect the inhabitants of the home. They would also do, hang these where the animals were kept. It was thought that Bridget's Cross made the cows produce more milk. I don't have proof that that's true. But this is a holiday. Imbolc, the word Imbolc, actually comes, there's two trains of thought about where the name Imbolc comes from and what it means. The first one is oimelc, O-I-M-E-L-C, which means milking, like milking cows. And the other is imbolg, and imbolg is probably the more likely origin of the word Imbolc, and that means in the belly, because as I told you last night, at this time of year, most of nature is still pregnant and getting ready to have babies in the spring, and that's what we'll celebrate with Ostara on the 21st. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to grid with, this is made of black tourmaline. We thought that was kind of cool because the origin story of Bridget's Cross is really all about protection. So we thought, well, why not have a Bridget's Cross made for you? And it actually is made accurately. It should be a square in the middle, which is what you have, and then 4 points coming out. And each one of the points corresponds to a flame or a ray of energy that Brigid carries. And so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to grid. You have a crystal in your kit for each one of the colors of the flames that Brigid represents, and I'll explain that to you in a second. If you don't have the tools, I still would love for you to gather some crystals to grid with me tonight, because this grid is going to represent protection, abundance, hope, growth, inspiration, expansion. Those are all the energies of Imbolc. So at the very least, maybe what you can do is grab a quartz generator or a quartz sphere or a quartz point from your collection, and 4 small stones if you have them to represent the 4 flames. If you want to pick crystals from your collection in the exact colors, the colors of the 4 flames are purple or violet, gold, and then there's the white flame, and then there's the green flame or the emerald flame. So if you want to real quickly from your collection, a lot of you have a lot of crystals that you can work with. Does that sound good to you guys? So you'll want to grab one for each flame. If you don't have those crystals in those colors, you could actually use quartz points and sort of program them to hold the frequency of those, right? Yeah, so work with what you have, and at the very least, I would love for you to have a piece of quartz, because quartz is programmable, right? It can be programmed to work as if it's any other crystal, and that way you'll at least have a quartz point, or maybe it's a necklace or a talisman or a ring that you always wear. Charge that in tonight's ceremony, again, to represent growth, expansion, and hope. Is that good guidance for you guys? What were the... Hold on, my microphone's in the way. Hold on just a second. You can't see the feed. There we go. What were they again? Okay, so let me walk you through the flames and the meanings, and that way that'll help you choose some crystals from your collection that will align to the energies of them, okay? The first flame, the white flame, is the flame of purity and light. And so that's what we're going to use our scolecite stone to represent. The emerald flame is the flame of healing. These are the 4 flames of energy that Brigid brings us as gifts. Because remember, she's the keeper of the fire. So Brigid brings the fire, and then the flames have different meanings and symbolisms, okay? So green, any green stone, right? Emerald, malachite would be great options. Fusite, something that represents healing for you. The golden flame in your kit is being represented by golden healer quartz from Brazil. But you could use citrine, you could use yellow aventurine, you could use, what do you have? What do you think? And then purple, we've got violet agate for you, but you could work with amethyst, scapolite. Any of your favorite purple stones would be perfect for this too. Okay, so grab what you need from your collection. And then what we're also going to be doing tonight is blending perfume. We sent you 4 drams of perfumes, a white flame, a golden flame, a green flame, and a violet flame. We are going to take this beautiful bottle tonight and blend the 4 perfumes together into one. Isn't that going to be fun? So then you will have a bottle of perfume that represents all of those energies. Again, purity and purification and cleansing, healing, and physical strength, as well as connection to your spirituality and to ascension, which is what the violet flame represents. And the golden flame represents the raising of your life force, empowering you, and empowering you from within, which is what you're going to need, because come springtime, the season of rest is over. That's the big message of Imbolc. If you've been kind of, you know, feeling kind of low and like low energy and not ready to hit the ground running and make your dreams come true this year, Imbolc is your last, this is your last chance to rest. After this, there's energy building in the field, and we want to capitalize on that and make the most of it too. So does everybody understand the gifts? Healing, purification, strength and empowerment, and raising your life force, and then connecting you to ascension and spirituality, which is the purple flame. Isn't that going to be nice? You know, Imbolc for me is, and I'm going to clear this space a little bit and kind of chit chat with you for a second. Imbolc for me, when I was being trained as a priestess back in my late teens and early 20s, 100 years ago, we celebrated the quarters and the cross quarters. And I remember my high priestess at the time saying, you know, you may spend your practice trying to convince people that the cross quarters are important. And she said, but you know, in her training and in her tradition, the cross quarters were almost seen as more important than the quarters, because these are the moments of preparation, right? The quality of the quarter experiences you have, what happens to you at the summer solstice, what happens to you at the winter solstice, is oftentimes a result of the kind of preparation you do at the cross quarters. Keep in mind, we are a global organization here at Sage Goddess. How many of you, and thank you for being here again, by the way, how many of you are in the Southern Hemisphere? Because tonight they are turning the wheel toward the first harvest. Isn't that crazy? So we are on, it's, you know, it's what happens in the Northern Hemisphere is mirrored in the Southern Hemisphere. So we want to wish a beautiful first harvest to our brothers and sisters and beloveds in Australia, New Zealand, and South America, and everyone who is celebrating the other turn of the wheel tonight, because we are holding space with you as well. Yeah, it's kind of cool to think about that, isn't it? Like we are turning toward the light. They are getting ready to turn that wheel toward darkness. And I so, to all of you in the Southern Hem, I so remember the night. I so remember Lammas night and wishing you guys a blessed Imbolc. I totally remember it this last year. And I remember being like a little jealous because I knew we were tipping the scales toward darkness. Doesn't it seem like it, Jill McCoy? It seems like we just did that. So anyway, the great wheel, it turns, and it's beautiful to celebrate it in all of its manifestations. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to light my candle, and I'm going to take the label off. You can choose to keep your label on. When it's a short candle like this, it tends to burn pretty quick, and you don't want to disrupt your label or have it cause problems for you as it burns. I always try to do this gracefully, and it's a little tricky because I don't like to tear the label, but I may have to this time. Yeah, she's not coming gracefully. Sorry, bye Bridget. Take the label off. I really do usually try. I used to like frame my labels. I would like cut them off and frame them. I feel really bad. I just tore her completely to shreds. Sorry, Team FG. But I want a safe burn here on my, on my cutting board in my Airbnb. Isn't that beautiful? And again, did you notice? I'm sure you did. We've got the white flame, right, for purification on the outside. Then we have the purple flame for spirituality and ascension. We have the golden flame for life force and strength. And then we have the green flame in the center for healing. So even the candle is going to burn down. And as it does, it's going to reflect each one of those flames. Yeah, Saya says the cross quarters mean just as much. It's interesting when you think about the cross quarters as periods of preparation, right? Don't you feel like you're getting ready for spring? And everything that that means, right? Growth, expansion, being out in the world more, you know, more time during the day to get more done. It's a high period of productivity, right? I always look forward to it. I always feel in the winter like I'm scrambling to get things done because you only have so many hours of daylight, whereas in the summer it feels kind of syrupy and slow and like you have as much time as you need. Love all of that. Okay, so our candle is lit. So what I want to do first is I want to blend our perfume. That is one of the most important things we're going to do tonight. And when we blend perfume, it isn't just like, oh, pour it in the bottle, move on. We want to blend with intention. Each one of these blends, and I'm going to walk you through the ingredients, was made with intention as we provided it to you. You don't have to use them all if you don't want to. You can save a little bit, right? Use it later, blend it into other perfumes. So if you ever have anything left, you know, you need to have a little apothecary cabinet where you put your extras. So let's walk through the 4 drams right now. The white flame, candidly, is my favorite. I'm a big fan of white lotus, white rose, and gardenia. This is all white flowers. And so as you take a deep inhale there, I want you to really connect with what the white flowers represent, which is the bringing of peace, clarity, right? And purification. They're really potent sources of those energies. And so just take a deep breath there and prep that. Take the cap off and get ready to work with that. Your emerald flame is tea tree, buchu leaf, which if you inhale too much of that, you'll go to Funky Town, so be careful there. Bay, sweet fennel, and patchouli. There's a lot of oils in this blend for healing, but there's also a lot of oils in this blend for prosperity, and that's intentional. So, because a lot of you are working on health, but a lot of you are also working on expanding and creating space for abundance and physical wealth. Material wealth. So that's going to do double duty for you in your blend. And then the golden flame, and I love doing this at the new moon, by the way, don't you? We're still in that new moon window, and so I feel like as we're doing this, we're setting intentions again for these energies to come into our lives and into our, you know, into the collective mindset. The golden flame, a lot of you told me this one is your favorite. This one is ginger, honeycomb, and sandalwood. And I don't blame you. That is absolutely beautiful too. Again, that's going to be for strength, empowerment, courage, and also the raising of your life force. And then the violet flame, last but not least, is your violet leaf with lavender. There's Buddha wood and orris root. A little bit different than our original violet flame perfume because we just wanted to switch it up a little bit. Haven't they? Yeah, Beverly said she's enjoying that new moon window, and Sheree said she's that the last couple of days have been so magical. It's just really good. You know, I think a lot of us have been waiting for an opportunity to celebrate hope. you know, and there's a lot of interesting things in the field. It's Chinese New Year. It's the year of the tiger. And one of the things that the year of the tiger represents is the possibility that things can get better, that things can become easier, that we are strong enough to overcome the obstacles that are facing us. And I was thinking to myself this morning, that is such a message that we need right now. I feel like this particular Chinese New Year and the year of the tiger just can't come at a better time. So hopefully that also for you represents a symbol or a message of hope. Okay, so let's begin. Let's begin with, what am I feeling called to first? Let's begin with the golden flame. So as we add the golden flame perfume, and again, if you don't have the golden flame perfume, maybe work with a little bit of sandalwood or ginger if you have that. Lemon would also be really nice, or orange would also be good for the golden flame. And I just want you to call in that energy for yourself right now. What would it look like for you to have greater strength in your life? What would it look like for you to have stronger access to your life force, feeling more empowered, encouraged, strong in your mind, in your body, in your spirit? And so let's add as much as you want of your golden flame to your bottle. And literally as you're pouring it, just imagining that this alchemy of these 4 oils is here to support you, to strengthen you. In Ayurveda, ginger is so important, right? Because it stimulates the body and it boosts the metabolism. It energizes all systems. It increases sexual energy and vitality and potency. And so this is really an important one, again, for this season when all of life is getting ready to emerge and unfold and expand. Are you a tiger? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for the stone part of our work together, Natividad, you can just use a quartz point and kind of work with that. And when we activate the grid, just hold that quartz point and raise that energy. It's not going to be exactly the same as gridding, but if that's what you have to work with, I still want you to call in the energy and channel it with your stone. Yeah, these are already cut with carrier oils, which is why you don't have a separate bottle of jojoba to blend with. So you don't have to worry about cutting this blend. They're already cut for you, Vanessa. And it's great to see you, Vanessa. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, the emerald flame. Now let's turn to that. So different vision, right? So now we're shifting to health and wealth. What does that mean for you? And so I really want you to, and it's nice to just take a moment and gaze at the green part of your candle as you focus on this energy too. What does it mean for you to call in greater health and greater wealth? What will that look like for you? Is there a certain amount of money that you need in order to feel prosperous this year? Is there a project that you're trying to create or grow or nurture and it needs certain resources? Or on the health side, you know, are there certain health challenges that you're facing or areas in your life where you feel like you could be stronger or healthier and you want to put energy toward that? So let's really now, yeah, and Barbara girl, you use as much as you want. Really now focus your attention and your intention on health and wealth. What does that look like for you? Because it looks different for every person. And then when you're ready, I want you to add this dram of oil to your bottle. And just imagine that every drop of that oil as it's being blended is bringing all of those energies directly to you. From the 4 far corners of the world, everything that you need is coming to you in perfect time, right? I love it. And I love, like, Stella's getting super detailed, and the more you can do that, the better. So she's like, you know, student loans, condo paid off. I love it. The universe responds really nicely to direction. You know, we're always co-creating. So if you just say, oh, all the money in the world versus, you know, I'm trying to buy my dream house and it costs this amount of money, or I'm trying to open a new business or a new part of my business and I need this much, you know, in order to do that, right? Yeah, and you can. This will hold all 4. So if you want to use all 4 of them completely, you can do that. And then this is going to be one of the best anointing blends you'll have in your collection, because think about all the energies that are there, and it's being bottled at the new moon, right? And on a high holiday. There's a lot of magic here. So if you want to use all your drams, I would encourage you. Now the violet flame is going to bring you peace, spiritual connection, really deep inner expansion, right? We've been talking a lot about outer expansion with the golden flame and with the green flame, the emerald flame. But the violet flame is about expansion inward. This is about your ascension, becoming a higher, brighter, tighter version of yourself so that you don't face the challenges of life, you know, always from the same place. It's about learning how to adapt to your environment and then bring the highest possible vibration to that environment when you can. So, you ready? This is about your spiritual evolution and expansion this year. And each one is a slightly different color. It's kind of fun. Like this one has some lavender absolute in it, and it's got the, what's the other one that I'm thinking of? The orris, which has just a slight little, so it makes it slightly blue in your bottle. Do you see how it changed the color? Isn't that pretty? Yeah, Epidote, fantastic choice for green. Yeah, Miss J, because that's really good for manifestation. So I think Epidote's a fantastic alternative if you're pulling crystals from your collection. Honestly, I don't think you're going to go wrong. I think you're going to choose intuitively exactly what you need to work with right now. And I'm excited to hear about your choices. Yeah, it's super pretty, right? Change the color. Such an Imbolc color too, because Imbolc colors are green and yellow, right? And white, all the kind of fresh, clean colors of the spring season. And then the white flame. So again, this is your white flowers. This is your gardenia. This is your white lotus and white rose. So good. So this is purity and purification. And so this is also the releasing of any heavy or dense or negative energy from the months and weeks and seasons behind you. This can look like letting go of sorrow and grief, right? This can look like connecting with, however you think of white light energy. I think of Holy Spirit energy, and then just calling all of that in as you want. And the four are synergistic. They're meant to be worked with together. So our goal is that you like the smell of the blend better than any of the individual oils. Let's see if we've done our job here at SG. So put your cap on. Turn 3 times just to gently mix the oils together. Isn't that pretty? It's like a total lemon lime color. It's super beautiful. And then, yeah, I'm with you, Jenny Hansen. Let's do it, girl. Let's let go of all of that now. And so just a little bit on your arm. When you have a little, you know, the little dropper like this, it's kind of fun too. Like I like to draw infinity symbols with my oil on one arm and then an infinity symbol with my oil on the other arm. And then bring them together. Infinite health, infinite wealth, infinite light, infinite strength, right? Doesn't that feel good? I smell good. Super pretty. And then just take a little bit more on your wrist because you want to put just a little bit on your third eye to bless what you know, and a little bit at your ankles to bless where you go. You sure can, Joanne, use your energy key. And that can be in labradorite too. We have them in labradorite, remember? That'd be great for new beginnings. We're still totally in that new moon window. All your suggestions are really good. I love it when you share them. Kaz does the infinity symbols with her manifestation perfume, which is very, very good. Okay. So I'm going to put the lids on my little bottles because there's a little bit left in some of them, and I'm notorious for just knocking them all over. Happens to me almost every time. Okay, now what we are going to do, I want to open a circle. I want to raise light energy with you, drum a little bit, and then we're going to grid together and activate that grid with all of that light energy, really fusing the crystals and the light energy together, and then we'll release the circle. And then what I would encourage you to do is leave this grid up. You know, leave it somewhere where you'll see it and you'll be reminded, You know, because some days you'll need more of Brigid's green flame. You'll need more of the health and wealth energy. Some days you'll find yourself in a place where you need more of the gold flame, more of the energy of strength and life force and encouragement, right? So I would say leave this somewhere where you can really see it and enjoy it. And when, you know, you can take it down next Imbolc if you want. Some people put grids together and they don't ever take them down. So there's no, you know, hard and fast rules about gridding. I have grids everywhere. At work, at home, as you can probably imagine. And a lot of my grids are old. My prosperity grid at home, I think, is 15, 18 years old now. It's dusty. But it's still working its magic. So as long as a grid is working for you and you enjoy it, you know, you can leave it up forever if you want. Yeah, if you don't have the perfumes to mix, you could always grab the oils that you have in your collection that feel good to you, or simply work with a blend or an oil that really inspires you. You know, when I went through all the notes that are in those drams, there's about, I don't know, 12, 14 notes in those. So any of those rose or lavender, which you probably have in your collection, would all be good for tonight too. Okay, so tonight's drum, a little bit different. I packed 2 drums on this trip. This one has the Flower of Life symbol on it. And the reason that I love working with the Flower of Life drum at Imbolc is this is actually called the fingerprint of creation. Some people call it God's fingerprint. If you've ever worked with plant medicine, ayahuasca, San Pedro, peyote, whatever forms you prefer, you probably have seen this. This is one of the first shapes that comes to you, especially on ayahuasca medicine. And it's kind of like, well, what's interesting is this shape is not just something you see visually when you're working with plant teachers. It's also in your DNA. It's in plant and flower, or plants and flowers and trees. It's throughout nature. And so it actually is a fingerprint of creation on all forms of life, and not just sentient life. So if you notice, we use the symbol all over Sage Goddess. It's an important symbol to me in my spiritual practice, but that's the Flower of Life, the fingerprint of creation. So let's call in the guardians, the gatekeepers of the 4 directions. Seen it on mushrooms too? Mushrooms are teachers, right? So let's call in the guides and the guardians of the East tonight. Gatekeepers of new beginnings. Yes. As the cycle churns, the wheel turns. Welcome in the guides and the guardians. Clarity, expansive vision, yeah, helping us to see clearly, to communicate clearly. We give thanks and welcome them, and then calling in and welcoming the guides and the guardians of the South. They are the guides and the guardians of the fire element. Courage, strength, transformation, expansion. And then calling in the guides and the guardians of the West. Emotional healing, release, renewal, nurturing, mother energy in the West. Yeah. Last, calling in the guides and the guardians of the North for grounding, peace, patience, protection, presence, teaching us to be in this here now moment, to be present, present to life, present to hope, present to beauty. Guides and guardians we call in that are not on that horizontal axis are the guides and the guardians of the spirit element. keepers of magic, we welcome them in to animate our ceremony, to connect us with spirit guides and spirit teachers, ancestors. And keepers of synchronicity. So welcoming the east, the south, the west, the north, the spirit too. Amen. Aho. And so it is. Oh, yes. I'm so glad you guys are excited about the makeup. I get to teach you all about it at the end of our ceremony tonight. Very excited. All right. Now, we are going to call in, drum down, invoke, welcome the different light rays into our lives. Beginning tonight, we're going to ask that these energies stay with us, carry us, sustain us, nurture us. I want you to imagine as we visit each flame tonight, visualize it, connect to it, feel it, embody it. You want to get up and dance? I can't see you, so I'm not going to stop you, right? So I want you to call into your vision the golden flame tonight. And let's imagine that flame shooting up from the center of the earth until it reaches the sun. And as we visualize that flame, feel the warmth around you. And connect to energies of courage and strength. Feel your life force within you, returning. Releasing the cold of winter, welcoming warmth, power. Who are you when you're courageous? Who are you when you're strong? What do you look like? What do you sound like? Do you recognize that in yourself? Yeah. Bring it in, call it in, bring it down. Visualize it burning within you. Yeah. It's time. And Bridget, we give thanks for your golden flame. Beautiful. Yes, Christy, I love it. You guys are so creative, right? That's the golden flame. It is. It's creativity too. I love it. And now, let's call in that white flame. And let's visualize again coming from the center of the earth and reaching the sun, expanding all around you, purifying, bringing you peace, and releasing from you everything from the winter that needs to be left behind, purifying, cleansing, releasing, allowing. Feel that fire now, that pure white fire of peace and clearing. Feel it burn within you. Who are you when you're at peace? When you're purified? When you're not carrying old baggage? When you let it all go? When you just are here now? What do you look like? What do you sound like? Who are you? Just let it go. Let it go. Let go of tears of sorrow, of fear. Let go of doubt. Anything that's too heavy for you, leave it behind you. Don't carry it into the second half of winter. Let's be light. Let's be easy. Yeah. And then the green flame. Imagine it rising from the center of the earth, reaching the sun, expanding all around you and burning from within you. Feel it coming through your fingertips. Who are you when you're healthy and wealthy? When you have the health you need, when you have the abundance that you want and you need. Who are you? What do you sound like? What do you look like? Healthy, wealthy, and wise. The green flame. Call in all of that energy to yourself now. Imagine that green flame touching every part of your life. Imagine it burning through any illness, disease, parts of your body that are out of alignment, clarifying, right? Imagine that flame blessing all of your efforts and your pursuits, your business, whatever you do, whatever you create, whatever you're building. One more flame. This one's for your soul. That's the violet flame. Yeah. Visualize that flame rising from the center of the earth and touching the sun. Expanding out around you, beyond you, above your head. Connecting you with spirit guides, ancestors, God, Goddess, your source creator, right? And let this flame be your faith, your hope, your trust. Yeah. Who are you when you believe that it's all possible? What do you sound like? What do you look like? Let's get back there. Let's get back there. Let's find you. The violet flame within you. The golden flame within you. The emerald flame within you. And that beautiful white flame of purity and peace within you. So good. You are so good. Make sure my drum doesn't fall over. That was good. You're calling in, Jamie's calling in all the fertility. Girl, you can have mine. We're good. We're all done with that. I have plenty to share. Some of us had too much fertility energy, so I will gladly pass mine off to you. Super good. Okay, so now that we've raised that energy, right? We've got all of that, it's in you, right? It's not just around you, it's literally coming from within. Let's grid from this place and raise that vibration. So let's bring our, if you're working with your cross or your chakra key, if you have that, it's a brilliant alternative. Let's begin there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to place our generator first. I'm going to take just a little bit of the blend that we made just to anoint the generator with. Crystals love oils. They're meant to be friends. So don't be shy with your oils. They love, love, love it. Okay. Now, we're going to place the generator right in the center of the cross. That's the little beacon. That's the fountain of energy that kind of holds the whole web of energy together. And now again, with intention, as you place your aventurine down, that is representing the emerald flame. So with this aventurine, or whatever your crystal is, epidote, or whatever you've chosen, with this stone, I honor, acknowledge, and anchor the emerald flame, calling in energies of health and wealth into my life. With the scolecite, I honor, acknowledge, and welcome the white flame of peace and purification. With this purple agate, I honor, acknowledge, and anchor the violet flame, and that is for spiritual connection, spiritual expansion, and spiritual evolution. Selenite loves to be touched with oils. It doesn't want to bathe in them. Remember, selenite is gypsum and it's water soluble, so a little careful there would be important. And then with my golden healer quartz, I honor, acknowledge, and anchor the golden flame, and that is the flame of life force, strength, encouragement, empowerment, confidence, all of the things that we need to bring these energies in the season ahead. Now, you have 4 quartz points. Yep, just threw one at myself. And you want to place the quartz points at the edges of your cross. And if you put the points in, you're calling in all of this energy for yourself. If you put the points out, you're calling all of the energy in for the collective. I recommend points in. This is really about you tonight. And now, if you have a double terminated quartz point, that's the best tool to use to activate a grid. You can use your finger. You do not have to use a quartz point. I will use my finger just as a way of teaching you how to do this. Can you guys see this okay? And so here is how we activate a grid. So you begin in the center at the center generator, and you can touch the tip or just keep your finger above it. You don't actually physically have to touch your stones when you're gridding because they have a 12-inch auric field, just like you do. So as long as you're within 12 inches, you're working with the energy of the stones. And so the traditional blessing, when we're working with the Celtic cross or the Brigid's cross, the traditional blessing is, may this cross bless the one who makes it, or activates it in this case, and may it also bless anyone who sees it with the energies of Brigid, with protection, with fertility, with power, with strength, and with hope. So you just always want to say that blessing over your cross before we start. So amen, aho, and so it is. May it bless me and everyone who sees it. Because ideally this is going to be displayed in your home. So anyone who comes to your home in theory is being blessed by the Brigid's cross, right? Yeah, you can totally do this without the quartz points. If you don't have them, it'll be okay. You're in a tight circle and the energy is being contained, so you can totally do that. Okay, you ready? So first, I'm trying to orient myself. I usually start to the east. This would be east. So I'm going to go out to the farthest quartz point and activate energies of quartz for expansion and programming and magnification, and back to quartz for programming and magnification, out to scolecite for the white flame of purity and peace, and back to quartz for magnification, out to quartz for purity and magnification, back to quartz for purity and magnification, out to purple agate for the violet flame of spiritual connection and expansion, and back to quartz for magnification. Out to quartz for magnification, back to quartz for magnification, out to golden healer for strength, encouragement, and confidence, and back to quartz for magnification, out to quartz for magnification, back to quartz for magnification, to aventurine for growth and fertility, as well as health and wealth, and back to quartz for magnification. So basically what you do is you go to the outermost quartz point, and then to the innermost stone, and then outermost quartz point, innermost stone, outermost quartz point, innermost stone, outermost quartz point, innermost stone, and back to the center. That's how you activate a grid. Is that helpful? And so, as we activate this grid on this Imbolc evening, we call in all of these energies and we anchor them in our home, we anchor them on the planet, and we also anchor them in our own personal energy field. Now I want you to put your hands over that grid. This is I noticed this when I was setting mine up at home too. And I was getting ready for our ceremony. I was working with my tools. I noticed when I had set this up at home that my hands would get very warm when I was over it. And when I would move my hands away, the temperature would change. That doesn't always happen with grids with me. And then bring your hands back over. Is it happening for you too? I'm kind of wondering if it's the tourmaline of the Bridget's cross, because I don't always have this experience. A lot of times when I grid on wood, or I grid on cork board, or I grid on other surfaces. So this grid seems to have a really strong frequency. I wonder if I have something I could use as a pendulum. This is the enter to win for the, oh, let me try it. Another way to test the power, do you feel it? Another way to test the power of a grid is to work with a pendulum. Hold it over the center of the grid and watch the frequency, the speed of the movement, and then move it away. Whoa, it immediately, watch. Let's go back to center. Okay, I've got nice movement there. Did you see how quickly it changed? And then stops. Let me go back to the center. Big movement there. Just kind of fun to play with it, isn't it? And it's doing the same thing. Did you see how fast that turned? And it's pushing, it's pushing this way. And then back. That is pretty remarkable. But it affirms what my hands were saying at the same time with the heat difference. Kind of fun to experiment with, right? So anyway, pendulums are, if you ever feel like, oh, I'm not that sensitive to stones, or I can't really read energy, you need a pendulum, because pendulums kind of do that for you. Yeah, like it pulled it, right? And it pulls, and then Lana says hers is pulling to the center, mine is pulling away. Crazy town. Pendulums are fun. And pendulums are fun for your friends who don't believe. And then let them do it. Because they'll feel the pull and be like, wow, what was that? Right? Isn't that amazing? I know. All right. Now what I want to do as an offering to you, especially, if you didn't have the tools for tonight, but you really want to connect in with these energies, what I'm going to do is, and you can do this too in your own practice. If you have a double terminated quartz point, you can pick up the energy of your grid, again, as long as you're within 12 inches, and then send it. So if you want to touch your quartz point to my quartz point, and then you'll retrieve the energy. I believe it works through the screen. So there you go. I'm giving you all my strength and my health and my wealth. All my things. Did you get it? All right. That was good. Was that fun to play with that? And I'm so glad you're getting your pendulum out and doing your thing. If you don't have a pendulum, try using a necklace. I use my Magician, this one. It's a very accurate pendulum. So when I'm traveling or and I don't have any tools, I'll take it off and that'll be my dowsing tool if I don't have anything else to work with. Okay. So I do want you to notice how pretty your candle is. I can't tilt it toward you because the wax will come out, but the purple and the gold and the green and the white all kind of blended together. So super pretty. So I am going to complete our circle for tonight. Once again, that hour went by really fast. Same thing last night. I felt like it was so fast last night too. It must be all the crystals in Tucson. So let's release the guides and the guardians. With so much gratitude, thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the spirit element. We always start where we left off. So thank you to the guides and the guardians of the fifth element for bringing magic and serendipity and synchronicity and alignment. I'm so thankful to you. We release you with gratitude. And thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the west for renewal, healing, nurturing, unconditional love, support, and also release and surrender energies in the West. And we thank you and release you with gratitude. And then thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the South, fire energy, transformation, courage, Brigid's fire and her flame tonight, her 4 flames, and all the magic that they brought. We thank and release the guides and the guardians of the South. And then thanking and releasing the guides and guardians of the East. Thank you for your new beginnings. Thank you for a place to start. Thank you for new cycles, new doorways, new opportunities, new portals. We're so thankful. As we begin to turn toward the element of air, when we reach spring, the next time we celebrate a turn of the season, it will be towards spring. So we're getting ready to greet you, guides and guardians of the East. But we release you tonight with gratitude. And together we say, wasn't that fun today? Amen, aho. So it is. And let's extinguish our candles together. So beautiful. And again, because we're in that new moon window, just like we did last night, into that smoke, anything you need to let go tonight. Bye, poof, gone. What are you letting go of tonight? Fear, doubt, you got to let all that shit go because this is the growth season that we're heading into now. You can't, this is not time to play small. This is not time to be scared. This is not time to second guess yourself. This is the time to say, this is my time, and watch until every bit of smoke is gone. And with that, that's right. Cheers and cheers and cheers. To your health, to your wealth, to your peace, to your power, to your whatever it is you're creating. May it all be yours. Yeah, and you can totally do your grid tomorrow. Today or tomorrow, you know, even up until I would say that about this time tomorrow night would be fine. So if you're like, yeah, I want to go through my collection and kind of figure out what I have and take my time, anytime today or tomorrow is good. Did you have fun? I'm so glad you came by. I really, really am happy. And especially given that I'm in my kind of temporary circumstances here in our Airbnb, but it was so nice to be with you guys tonight. So the big announcement today, by the way, and this was like my big Imbolc surprise. I thought it was so cool to launch a brand new arm of Sage Goddess. Sage Goddess Cosmetics was launched today. We are bringing you a whole line of cosmetic products, but we're starting with, see the little shimmer on my lip and the little shimmer in the corners of my eyes? That is Crystal Eyes, which comes with your Spring Equinox kit. And you get the most gorgeous purple shadow. I'm wearing it. We're all wearing it. I mixed it with other colors, which is what I do. And so the launch of a whole new arm of Sage Goddess began today. And it's part of our Spring Equinox tools. So every holiday, we launch the tools for the next holiday. So if you want to have the tools for Spring Equinox, we are going to be playing with makeup and face jewels. You're getting your candle. This is all your rebirth tools. That's what Spring Equinox is all about. It's about being reborn. Rebirth perfume is gorgeous, by the way. And you're getting your veil We're going to do a literal unveiling of ourselves as we move from winter to spring. I think that's going to be beautiful. And then I want this to be on an altar for you. We have these little veil cloths made for you. And then you get your Aura Quartz Disco Ball. And you get your canvas art too. Now, Spring Equinox and Holi, which is the Hindu festival of color and light, are on the same day. So we are going to be doing a duo Holi Ostara Spring Equinox celebration. And thank you, by the way, for the congratulations. Hey, Bonnie, did you want to come in and say hi? If not, I'll just mention you. So the woman who's coming to meet you right now, the goddess herself,
in her sweats. Hello.
You're beautiful in your sweats. I know.
Hello.
So this is Bonnie, and Bonnie is head of jewelry for Sage Goddess, and she's head of makeup. She's a woman of many talents. She's actually a jewelry designer and a professional makeup artist. So I am very lucky to have you.
I'm very lucky to be here, honestly.
She's something else. So what I want to tell you about this, and give you a second too to kind of share your thoughts on it. Bonnie, what I love about having Bonnie leading our makeup line creation is that she is all about the quality of the ingredients, the quality of the creation process. So maybe if you want to just say a few things about your intention, that would be great.
Absolutely. I have very sensitive skin to the point where soap makes me break out in hives. Which is very unfortunate. Lots of preservatives make me break out in hives. It went undiagnosed until I was like 30. They just kept telling me that.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. They're just like, you have acne. I don't have acne. It just went on forever and ever, and I tried everything, and I actually solved it myself. I made a literal spreadsheet of all the ingredients inside of the products that I knew I had a worse reaction to. And cross-referenced them literally in an Excel spreadsheet, and found one, other than water, one common ingredient that every one of them had. And it's an extremely common preservative. None of our products are going to have this preservative in it. I can promise you that. Cruelty-free, vegan, we want all of the best stuff. There's nothing that's in the terrible makeup community that is so common that's going to be in any of these ingredients. But we want it to be fun and easy and wearable and glittery and pretty, and it's going to be all the things without all the bad things.
Yeah, and she's really good at knowing, again, professionally, which colors should work best together. And especially if you have skin conditions, we all have sensitive skin at Sage Goddess. I don't know what it is, but we all do.
We all fluff together.
We
found each other.
But it's really true. And we were all saying this morning, because we were all using the makeup, we all have it. Alexis has the makeup on, Brooklyn has the makeup on, Bonnie has the makeup on.
I do.
That it's interesting because the shade looks different on kind of everybody, and you can totally customize it and make it your own. So yes, you got to meet the Bonnie herself, and she really is all the things, and
all
so
things.
she is watching out for you. So every single makeup product that comes to you will have to pass through her first, and I kind of like that for you. Cheers! Congratulations!
Thank you so
This
much.
Is her
I
launch
hope you
today.
love it.
We do. We hope you love it.
I love it. And that's really all that matters.
We all love it. Okay, so, and by the way, we're gonna pop champagne after this. By the way, if you have rosacea, I have a product coming to sagegoddess.com tomorrow morning called Bella Blue. And it's another serum, but it's a different serum. This is a serum to help with sensitive skin. It's anti-aging. It will help reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, but it is a whole next level. It's a totally different set of ingredients that I put together for you. Different base oil, carrier oil, different essential oil blend. It is naturally blue, which is why we called it Bella Blue. It's got blue tansy and blue chamomile, but it is just so incredibly moisturizing for your skin. But it is going to help you if you have any rosacea or any sensitivity at all. I get it. A lot of you get it. My daughter gets it. And so if you're in that camp, even if you've never bought any of my facial products before, get Bella Blue tomorrow. Seriously, I made it for you. Okay, so Now, if you get your spring equinox tools before midnight tonight, one of you, I know last night I had something crazy for you too, but this is pretty crazy as well. This is worth between $1,500 and $2,000. This is a Balinese phantom poison pendant. So there's a little latch right here. You push it down and the top opens. And there's a lot of room to store things right here. It's all done in sterling silver. It has citrine, amethyst, and garnet. And then I put this for you on a handmade chain. Every link of this chain is handmade. And then there's this little kind of dangle on the end. Is this beautiful or what? This is what I was using as the pendulum. So all you have to do to enter to win this is from Tucson, obviously. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Even if you don't wear it, I mean, that should be your pendulum. Is that the sexiest pendulum you've ever seen? I don't own a $1,500 pendulum myself, so I will be very happy for you. It's very active as a pendulum and very accurate as a pendulum. And it's telling you so. I'm not moving my hand right now. So anyway, if you get your Ostara tools before midnight, that is the prize that one of you will win. Super fun. And then you'll get ready for a makeup disco party. I'm going to show you the makeup real quick on my hand because this is the eyeshadow that's coming to you. It's meant for your lid. It's a really beautiful, shimmery, soft purple shade. I have it on my lid tonight, but I mixed mine with black. That's what I do. I like black eyeshadow. You don't have to mix yours with black. Sorry, I'm kind of giving you a show right here. Let me cover that up. So there you go. That is the purple eyeshadow that's coming in the kit. And then crystal eyes, which you're going to lose your mind for. That's the one I put right here, just a little bit on the inside of my eyes. I put it on this morning. It's still there. And then I just put a little tiny bit of it on the top of my lid. You can also put it on your lids like that. Right? To make it shine. This is what it looks like. So you can use it everywhere. But that is just a little bit of, can you see it? A little bit of a shimmer. Oh, sorry, I'm mixing that with my purple. Let me do it over here. That is your crystal eyes. And you can, another way to use crystal eyes beyond just a highlighter, like let's say you've got a sexy kind of strapless dress and you just want a little shimmer on your skin. You can spread it around. I'm putting it over my flash tats. But it just gives you a little bit of a shimmer or a glow on your skin. Anywhere you want that little, I don't know where you want to shimmer, but honey, you can put that wherever you want. It's your crystal eyes. So you're getting crystal eyes and the eyeshadow as part of your Ostara tools. Isn't that fun? And thank you for celebrating with us. It's been my dream for 10 years to have a makeup line. But it took Bonnie coming in and helping make that happen. We've been working on our cosmetic line for about 6 months. And it's going to take us another 6 months to get all of the products to you. Yeah. I call it liquid highlighter. It's a liquid shadow, but I use it as a highlighter. And then I use it as a, you know, shimmer me up wherever you want to shimmer. Are there worksheets for tonight? No, not for the high holidays, only for new moon and full moon. Would you like me to make you a worksheet and give you homework? I can put my teacher glasses on and I can give you an assignment. No homework for tonight, except to have a beautiful evening. Thank you, Alexis, as per usual last night, moderating from the next room.
You're welcome.
Cheers to Alexis. Cheers to Bonnie. Cheers to you.
Woo, Bonnie.
I do not believe the makeup is organic, Bonnie.
No.
Was that a no?
No.
No. But it is vegan and cruelty-free. Organic would be an interesting step, but yeah. All right, you guys, cheers. Have a great rest of your evening. Your code for 20% off your, 21% off of your Spring Equinox tools is 21 Crystal. 21 Crystal, CRYSTAL, at sagegoddess.com. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel before you leave here tonight so that you don't miss any of the other fun things that we do. And then stay tuned. I'm still in Tucson. I got a hip-hopping day ahead of me tomorrow. Lots to do. So stay tuned. If you're in Crystal Masters, I'll see you there. And have a great rest of your evening, everybody. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Bella Blue will be at sagegoddess.com in the morning. And you can thank me for that later. It's a real good one. We'll see you soon, everybody. Have a good night.